When others try to put their hands into your pockets while your eyes are glued to disgrace of a history, or make your computer work overtime for the Game Boy level of graphics, there is a knight in shining armor, and we call him...
I feel quite hungry!
The most adventure I was expecting was a fuck or two.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a worthy successor to the beloved medieval music rhythm simulator called KCD1, which was released, by the way, when the word COVID would only win you confused stares. Back then, however, this franchise was more famous for its pantheon of memes-worthy gameplay riddled with bugs of all sorts. You hungry?
I need something to eat.
You die. You go out at night with the boys? God forbid, without a torch?
What are you doing, wandering about without a light like a thief?
You die. You meet a group of innocent wayfarers, you guessed it. They fucking die. What? Natural selection in action. And under the pile of half-baked mechanics, most of the players, including me, let the real diamond sink in the latrine full of shit. However, Daniel Vavra, an inspiration to the GigaChat himself, quietly, slowly and confidently continued to hone his guilty pleasure until on the February 4th he blessed us with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. If you haven't played either of the games, I got you, my friend, so this video won't cover any significant plot points, touching upon mainly on gameplay and mechanics. However, if you don't want any spoilers, please still watch? Like you have something important to do right now. I mean, who are you kidding, right, man? I mean, one spoiler, what a loss. So, with that out of the way, let's roll. Look at his face. No, there is no punchline, he just looks funny. At the beginning, he may not be the smartest bloke in the medieval Bohemia, or even the strongest, or even the fastest. At the end of the game, depending on your choices, he can rise from a level 1 crook to the level 1000 mafia boss. And as my spiritual mentor Ishton Toth once said,
The stronger dog fucks the bitches.
At the end of the game, oh boy, he fucks.
Will you die nice and quietly or put up a fuss?
Are you serious?
Yes, and so what? Stop fucking laughing.
Take a good look at me. Let me tell you, friend, you're not the brightest in choosing your victims.
Hey, fellow, calm down.
The game begins with a young Henry's village and parents being massacred because of a political conflict. You see, in the past we had so-called kings, and they ruled over the lands on the divine rights from the god himself. They had no democracy, no defined human rights, racial segregation, class inequality. Wait, sorry, I started reading a New York Times article. Anyway, after the beloved by many Czech king Charles IV had passed away, the empty throne was occupied by his good-for-nothing son Wenceslas, who liked partying with women of the oldest profession and boozing his head empty more than the actual ruling. So, naturally, as any loving and normal brother would do, Sigismund, the king of Hungary, kidnapped him in the hope to establish his rule over the Bohemia by military dominance, which basically resulted in innocent villagers and burghers being killed, villages and cities being burned to the ground, among which was the hometown of our main protagonist, Henry. He, being a son of an ordinary blacksmith, couldn't do much, and just watched as Ginger's army under the command of a bold knight took away his regular life. He barely makes it out and swears on the name of his parents that he will find his vengeance.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
That's the most banal motivation of all, if you ask me. The story of a hero in making, sort of. What's interesting though, the game really stretches the making part. When you just want to realize your grudge on the whole Bohemia, the game says, shh, you can't do that now. because Henry is literally incapable of reading, sword fighting, bow shooting, and many more. The only difference between him and a cripple is that cripple may actually be able to read. Everything is a slog. You run 5 seconds, you get a chain smoker level shortness of breath, you die pretty much from one hit, and the sword in your arms is more of a disadvantage, really. And if that is not enough, he's not a noble. For the people born after 2010, it's basically having no aura in today's lingo. I think I got it right. And everyone, and I mean everyone, treats you as such. So you not only are bound to develop as a player, but also as a human in a social hierarchy of the medieval Czech Republic. What made the first game so widely successful in narrow circles? Let's be honest here, guys, for a second. We don't really care how the game looks. We don't really care how good is voice acting. We don't really care how many endings there are. We care about the unique experience. We care about how the game made us feel. And that's exactly what the KCD1 gave us. There was never a game which could so convincingly simulate how is it to be a hobo in a medieval world. In every other game set in ancient times, we live in a fantasy. Beautiful, by all means, but yet a fantasy. This game puts us in shoes of a blacksmith's son from some shithole of a village and forces us to go against powers of fate and walk our own way into glory. But the catch is, it's not Henry doing it all, it's you. The core gameplay mechanic of these two games is making us realistically live through every day of the game. When the cycles of the day and night changes, it doesn't just indicate the passage of time, it means you get hungry and you ought to find food for the day. When you don't bath, it means you stink and people treat you differently. When you talk to a noble, every word is either gold or poison. When you haggle, your reputation is on display. When you meet several enemies, you are no different from any NPC. Everything is designed to make you, the player, responsible for every death and every murder. And yes, Henry learns perks, gets better armor and gear, but eventually it's you who memorizes potion recipes, practices combos, feels timings, makes decisions, and lives the life of a boy whose parents were murdered in front of his eyes. That's what made KCD1 great. And also what made many people rage quit trying to kill a group of humans. The game doesn't indulge you. It makes you work so that with every achievement you can say, "No, Mom, I didn't get a job. But I just won my first tournament in KCD, so things going well, actually." Every other aspect of the game is fairly typical, in a good sense. There is a big map with some activities, side quests, interest points, etc. The story is solid, but also nothing special. You quickly get a feeling that there are a lot of gameplay features and opportunities that were not fully developed yet. The map is big but kinda empty. The combat is fun but kinda clunky. The NPCs are smart but kinda stupid. Kinda being a keyword. The first game had so much potential, but the rocky release and a lot of cut corners doesn't let it fly into the glory of gaming history. However, in this case, the love and passion became a promise that with enough time and resources, we are gonna deliver you exactly what we have envisioned in the first place. So all the gamers around the world waited in silence until KCD2 came and swept away all the other games from the public attention. Every bit of criticism that was thrown into the Warhorse Studios lawn was picked up, analyzed, and thrown back with levels of enthusiasm, love, and pure passion that I have never personally seen before. The game was oozing with historical accuracy, attention to detail, and vision. Hype was real, but the real test was ahead. This time, it wasn't an ambitious indie product, but a gargantuan step and a bold statement. Now we've done it right. And they did.
The Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will be a Game of the Year contender for me.
To hour 105 and beyond. And that is an extraordinary thing for any video game to be able to deliver. And that is why Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is, for me, the new benchmark in this cinematic first-person RPG
because it's a really good game. I did say in my review, or I posted on social media, that it could be considered
I wholeheartedly recommend
material.
With everything I have in me. It's a game made by a studio who believe in what they're doing, who had a clear vision of what they wanted to accomplish, and they pulled it off.
Hey, if you enjoyed the video, I'm really happy. So if you really liked it, could you please consider subscribing, putting in the comment of what you liked, what you didn't like, what you think about the game, what was your favorite moment in the game, etc. And I spent a lot of time doing this game, so everything is so new to me, so I want to ask you just one thing. If there was something that you didn't like, for example, I did some editing wrong, I did something there wrong, the music is too loud, something like that, could you please leave a comment about it so I can read it and improve it, because it's gonna be really important to me. And as you can see, I don't make a lot of videos. Last video was like 8 months ago. It kinda did well for the first edited video of my life, but it was 8 months ago, right? I'm gonna make videos. I'm trying to make videos much more frequent, but you know, I have a 9 to 5. I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so yeah. And thank you very much for watching. Really, thank you. If you watched until this point, really thank you.